We live.
Live. What's going on, y'all, man? I know it's been a minute since y'all ain't seen us, since y'all ain't heard from us.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really real Chop Up Nation. Shout out to everybody in Kansas City and everybody in Bryan, Texas, and everybody tuning in to, you know what I'm saying, from everywhere else. You feel me? But definitely got to shout out to the hometowns. You
Already,
know,
already.
uh, we're gonna wait for a couple more people to get in. Damn, did I mess up about that up? Yes, I sure did. I go back. We're gonna wait till a few more people get in, and then we're gonna start the conversation. You know what I'm
You
saying?
already know.
You know that.
As y'all come into the building, say what's up.
Yeah,
Let us know who in here so we could talk back to you. And again, we are simulcasting. We are on both Facebook and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you ain't trying to sit on Facebook and drain your battery, go on over to YouTube. We
you
in
know
that
what I
thing
mean.
too.
Go to YouTube, and we on that thing. And
Yeah.
just know, man, that we ain't gonna hold back tonight, man.
Ah,
It's gonna get real ugly. You know what I'm saying? In terms of being critical and keeping it 1,000. We got a lot of problematic parenting. That's what we're gonna call it. You know what I'm saying? Problematic parenting.
problematic
You know
parenting.
what I'm saying? We got a lot of problematic parenting going on that's went viral that we talking about on our timelines. I think that it's worthwhile for us to speak to it with some intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of
Definitely.
intelligence myself. Usually 9 times out of 10, I don't speak on it unless I can speak on it with intelligence.
You
So
feel
today
me?
we're talking about problematic parenting. And shit, it's a few people that I've recognized that are also problematic as well because, hey, on principle, y'all ethics is a little bit shoddy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lost in the sauce of a whole bunch of bullshit. We're gonna get into it though.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just gonna let it fill up a little bit. We ain't gonna wait too long. But again, man, when y'all come in the building, say what's up. You know what I mean? Don't be rude. You don't walk in nobody's house and I say hi. You feel me? So yeah, you sharing the video, George?
Yeah.
We gonna get this shared and we gonna get right into it. So what's this first chop gonna be? This gonna be the social chop?
We can call it the social chop. We can call it the parenting chop. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? Yeah, since you are a parent, you feel
I
me? I
feel I
feel
feel
like
I feel like I'm
it's
a parent
legit.
and I'm
Yeah.
and, and I'm and I'm facilitating the conversation. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I made a video on TikTok about this, and somebody must have hit me with some shit like somebody must have. I usually agree with you on this one, man. You sound like either somebody that's not a parent or you just sound like I'm like, hold on, I got 2 kids. What you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
But though, shout out to my uncle. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a conversation on Instagram. We talking about if my wife don't do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sign up. Now I don't know if he was being sarcastic. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to young Robert. I love you regardless, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a conversation about this because that is wild. You know what I'm saying? And listen, if anybody's listening to this, you know what I mean, this hero chop up, this episode of the chop up, you know, just do me a favor and politely get my uncle to listen to this here, man, because we gonna get real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
Yeah, man. But without further ado, you feel me? Let's go ahead and bring it in. I want to welcome y'all to the chop up. You feel me? I am one of your hosts. They call me Damo. They call me the political plug. They call me that nigga. You feel me? And I am
yeah,
here with
man. I'm just gonna leave it at consciously. Don't forget to leave. You know what I mean?
right, right. Who can forget the lead? Niggas think you Asian. But anyway, but we in here again. Unfortunately, Toya is not able to join us. She is out of state doing her HD higher definition leadership and what is it, empowering. You feel me? Doing big things, speaking, being featured, and doing all that shit. So shout out to Toya. You know what I'm saying? She's knocked out there on the East Coast. I think she in like Kentucky or something. But yeah, so me and George in the building. We're gonna get it cracking. I know y'all always miss her, but George is
Yeah,
also just
yeah.
entertaining. Uh I gotta give y'all somebody that y'all can agree with. You feel me? Because niggas always want to act like they on some other shit. But anyway,
Dama, you tripping, nigga. You hate, nigga. You hate.
just a little bit, just a little bit. But anyway, hey, we got a new chop tonight. You feel me? Brand new chop, especially in honor of Zane George's son's birthday.
Yeah, man, my son turned 2 years old today, man. You know what I
Straight up.
mean?
It's
Just,
lit.
I've been a parent now for 3 years. I got two of them. You know, a father of
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
doing it for two. You
Big
know what I'm
thing.
saying?
So
What do you do? Like, hey,
so for
So,
tonight, here we go. Boom. We getting it cracking with the parenting shot. Because we got some wild shit to
hey,
talk about. Some wild
hey,
parents out here.
we getting it cracking with the parenting chop. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Gazi Kozo. I'm actually gonna frame this in the words, you know what I'm saying, of my, you know what I'm saying, the homie Ghazi, you know what I mean, and I'm just gonna read something that caught my attention today that he said that I think is worthwhile for us talking about, but it's gonna bring up a few things in this problematic parenting. That's what we call in this chop.
Problematic parenting.
So he said, so can we talk about the problematic cis straight parents? This past week, I've seen the following: Ti keeps controlling, massaging his eye on his daughter's hymen. A viral video of a black woman beating her son violently in front of his white teacher and Asian teacher. White. The Whitney Houston mother forced her to be straight, which may have led to drug abuse. Kanye West admitted that he dressed his daughter up to look like Rihanna, a woman he is sexually attracted to. Y'all always talk
I didn't even
crap
know about
about
that one. That's
kids.
wild.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Y'all
know about
always
that
talk crap about kids not being safe around gay people. But my nigga, y'all the ones that keep messing with kids, messing these kids up. So the real question, are y'all safe around kids? And he said, P.S. The things I just raised up have all received overwhelming support from black cis straight parents. So the first thing we're gonna get to, of course, is my fellow straight southerner, articulate, intelligent brother Ti,
one.
who's
Yo,
usually I
you
feel
see,
like a
we
fan
keep
of
having to talk
intelligence that
about this
speaks.
nigga.
Listen, man,
We keep
I
having to
usually
talk
don't do
about this
this,
nigga.
but shout out to Jamel Thomas out in Navasota, man. He must have put something uh on this post where he was like, man, I already told you about how crazy he was a while back, but you didn't want to believe me. And he was just like, man,
Talking about Ti.
yeah, talking about T. I was like, man, you was talking about some other shit.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
but bro,
different.
like to get
But you
into
know,
it though, to get into it, let's just start with that first one because I ain't even really know about the Kanye joint, but let's
yeah.
just starting with Ti and his daughter. What was your first thoughts when you seen that shit? Like, what was your initial reaction when like you seen the headline?
Man, just make sure we get into the headline. Rapper Ti admits that he accompanies his daughter, 18, to the gynecologist every year to make sure she's still a virgin, revealing that as of last birthday, her hymen is still intact. You know what I'm saying? When I heard this, when I seen this, my stomach got so cringy, and I thought like, damn, cuz you talked all this shit to Candace Owens and talked all this shit about MAGA people wanting to go back to the future, man, want to go back to the past and all this here. And you trying to go back to medieval times? Like
Yeah,
my stomach
yeah,
got cringy and I was just like, ugh, bro.
but
Not only ugh, like this is a violation. It's a
yo,
violation. It's a
oh
violation.
god, I had the same. Like my first reaction was ew, like ew, bro.
It's
Like
a
that's
violation.
you know what I'm saying. Like you really, yeah. I mean that's like you know what? I don't even want to make it comparable with anything because like this is gross enough. So to even try to say what it would be like from a male perspective is just as gross. You feel me?
And I
Like
say this
it's
as and to me, I reacted to it as a father, and not only a father, but a father of a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
yeah,
like, my nigga, that's a violation of personhood, a violation of humanity, a violation of privacy. Like that's like some
yeah.
that's what we
And
call benevolent sexism.
I can't. I don't, bro. I don't even see how it's benevolent.
Nah,
I
I
don't
mean
even. I don't even see how it's
that's
benevolent
what.
because
See, I
look,
feel like on some southern shit, it's benevolent.
yeah, benevolent from, bro. I don't see how you giving it that title. That shit is
This this
controlling.
this 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 is the definition I'm gonna give it. Benevolent sexism. Sexism is a chivalrous attitude towards women that feels favorable, but it's actually sexist because it casts women as being weak creatures in a need of men's protection. He said that he was doing it because he's been trying to protect her from making a mistake and trying to protect her, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying, shit,
okay,
virginity and things or whatever. And I
okay.
understand as a, you
I
know what I'm
do see
saying,
the benevolence.
as a
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying, as a southerner, you feel me? I know a lot of times a lot of things that we do in terms of genders gender
Yeah.
norms. People
Yeah.
situate a lot of shit that, like, in terms of norms, they
Yeah.
conflate it with being natural. Like, that's natural, George. What
Right.
the hell you
Right. That's
talking
how
about?
shit's supposed to
You know
be.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, I know that a lot of times we will rationalize with male domination in terms of taking women's freedom away because we
Yeah.
feel like it trades off with giving more protection.
Yeah. I mean, I like how you always get into the philosophical joint of the shit. But bro, the shit's gross. You know what I'm saying? Like, first
Oh
of
yeah,
all,
that's not
I
debatable
could,
at
you
all.
know, like let's just talk about the intrusion. You know what I'm saying? Like the intrusion of like literally taking your daughter to a third party to understand what's going on in her, in her genitalia. You feel me? Like just from a logical standpoint, I don't really understand what T.I. thought he was doing when he did this shit. And I really wish Toya was here because she would have. I
Oh,
think this would have been
definitely. I wish
the
you, man. Oh my god,
because
I
Ti has
wish you was
been
here.
Ti has been a nigga that came up consistently when we talk about like black people being leaders in
Oh
black
yeah,
or our black celebrities being leaders in
and this
black
ain't it.
communities. And we always
And
talk
this
about
ain't
the
it.
intellectualism of Ti, like based on the words he uses
Yeah,
and all of that type of shit. But here we are, and I think Toya would use this as a perfect example of how we give these motherfuckers too much credit, way
too
too
much
much credit.
credit.
Because I mean, any type of what's the intellectual spin on this? Like, this is just some backwards country. I mean, I can see
Nah,
as a nigga like trying to protect
I ain't
his
even gonna say.
assets.
See. I even took it as far as usually I feel like Ti always illustrates how he's a fan of intelligence, and he only speaks 9 times out of 10 if he can speak to something intelligently. So I'm thinking of it's like, fam, I know the gynecologist even told you that a hymen can break without even sexual intercourse. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter could be riding a bicycle. You know what I'm saying? Could be goddamn riding a go-kart. You know what I'm saying? Could be, you
Actually,
know what I mean? It's
well, let
like
me do this too. Let me do this too. Give me the context in which why this was relevant. Like, what?
the
Like, did he tweet about it? Like, what? How did it come up?
so that's how it happened. The 39-year-old made the shocking revelation on his latest like episode on the Ladies Like Us podcast. Ti said that he makes an OBGYN appointment with his daughter, Deja Harris, every year right after her birthday. He meets the doctor after her pelvic exam and gets Deja to sign a waiver allowing the doctor to share information, including whether her hymen is intact.
It's called a
Though the
HIPAA
doctor
waiver.
has it. Oh yeah,
It's,
definitely. Sergeant Hooper
it's
waiver.
a
You know what we're
HIPAA
talking
waiver.
about.
Yeah.
Given further context, though the doctor has explained there are other ways a hymen to break besides sex, Ti still insists on the results. The musician's 15-year-old son, King, is sexually active, and he's admitted that he feels differently about his son having sex than his daughter.
Yeah, man. That's that. Yeah, it's
Hey, I
hard
laid it
having these
out.
conversations because you know what, George.
I laid
You
it
and
out.
we've had more conversations. You know what I'm saying, like in depth about the just because I like not because we was just like, we want to just go ahead and learn about this shit. Nigga, we like just the debate activity forces you to have particular conversations, which gives you particular insight. You feel
Man,
me?
listen. As a father, it is my job to take care of my daughter. It is my job to make sure her general welfare is taken care of.
Yeah.
But I think that it is a complete different conversation when I start treating my daughter's personhood and sexuality as property to be controlled and to be surveillanced.
But it's
You know
hold on,
what
hold
I'm
on,
saying? Like,
hold on. I don't see him. I don't.
I'm
I,
using property. I'm definitely
I,
using
I
property.
don't. How
I
How
mean
are
that
you
very
using property though, bro?
intensively.
How are you using
Um,
property? Because I
in
wouldn't
turn,
say property because like the thing about it is, yeah, it's sexism, but the benevolence is giving her personhood, but it's more so like it's like a castle, like I'm protecting you. Because like I
yes.
mean, because like
And you know
you
what?
get
Yes,
Deja, you get
I'm
Ti
glad. I'm
daughter
glad
pregnant, it's
you.
like hitting the lick.
I,
You
going
feel
with
me?
you. Going. I understand that, and I know how niggas think. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I ain't even gonna negate that. But what I am gonna say is that even sticking to the historical context in terms of what you said, you feel me? You
Yeah,
hide her in the castle. Let's
yeah,
go to medieval times. You feel
yeah,
me? In the medieval times, the king would also, you know what I'm saying, put a chastity belt around his daughter, like a literal, you know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah. That she used to be made of
key
metal.
unlock it. you
Yeah,
feel me, metal, you know what I'm saying, around her vagina to make sure she's able to keep her virginity. That was because he coveted his daughter as being property until he gave his property away and married her off. And this was the way for him to protect the asset, protect the, you know what I'm saying, protect the thing. Or even I flip a different way.
but he's not making her wear a chastity belt, George. He's just checking.
Oh, that's the chassis belt, sir. The gynecologist and signing over those HIPAA rights, HIPAA violations. Because I'm guaranteed there's a carrot attached, you know what I'm saying, to this horse where it's like, hey, I'm gonna cut you off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You live under my house, you live under my rules. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You ain't 18, so you mine. Goddamn.
I
It's just
mean,
like
but George though, like you got to think about it though. You know what I'm saying? You know, in a situation where now, as a nigga with a daughter, you feel me?
as a nigga with a daughter now.
Where's the bright line between being protective and then turning your daughter into property? Where's the bright line in that?
The bright line is the sense of autonomy and the independence for my daughter to have privacy and to be able to express her humanities in ways where she don't have to worry about the oversight of her father, you know what I'm saying, like looking down on her in
But
ways that I
without
feel
that
like I should be
oversight,
invested.
though, how do you deter her from making particular decisions? Because I mean, and that's what I'm
Just
saying. Like,
I
how
mean,
far
the
do
same
you
way I
go?
deter her from when I say, "Hey, Izzy, don't go to the street." It's like she might go to the street still, but as a parent, I gotta recognize that there's only so much I can control. You know what I mean? And I think that there is a very, rigid line when it comes to trying to be paternal in ways of trying to protect your, you know what I'm saying, kids' livelihood, and then
Hmm.
sliding into some old slave master, chivalrous, medieval, you know what I'm saying, make patriarchy great again type shit. I think
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
I mean, I understand there's a danger in it though, but at the same time, you know, again, the question is, what's the bright line? You feel me? Because on one hand, you got, I want like the idea of personhood and allowing somebody to make their decisions and do whatever. But then at the same time, shit, like this real life. You feel me? Like
Yeah, but
it's
I feel like
certain decisions you
even in
can't come
real
back
life,
from. You feel me?
I even say even in real life, my inability to be able to define an actual bright line still is being able to acknowledge this is in a complete dark spot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dark over here. It's dark where he did definitely.
It's you
You know what I
you
mean?
far on the
Like
other side of the
you
line when
far on
you
the other
like
side
checking
of the
the high.
line.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
I
I'm
hear you.
saying?
I hear you.
Definitely. And especially because it's a myth. You know what I'm saying? It's like as intelligent as Ti is, as articulate as he is, as much as he claims to do research and do critical thinking, it's just that it's just well known that the hymen is not that integral to sexual intercourse when it comes that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you can break it by doing way things other than sexual intercourse. There's even
Right.
stories you can hear of people, a woman's hymen not breaking until she has a child. It's like she
But I
had a
mean, but at the
kid,
same
but
time
she
though,
was sexually active
at
already.
that same, I mean, even I think we making a big deal about the hymen, but in whatever inspection the gynecologist does, I mean, he'll be able to point out whether or not she's sexually active, regardless. So it's like, yeah, the hymen may be removed any other type of ways, but he could still be like, yeah, and she's sexually active though. So like it was removed because of this instance in this case. You feel me? So I mean,
Nah,
again,
that's I say I didn't have my TikTok debate. Shout out to my people that follow me on TikTok and this, that, and the other. So I did my research. Nah, like it's a nah.
but look,
It's a
okay,
nah. Like for
okay,
you to be
like
able to conjive sexual activity, there has to be a information that's kind of reciprocated in terms of the doctor and in terms of the party that's getting the OBGYN test.
all right, I got you. So I mean, I wouldn't do it. You feel me? But the crazy thing about it is, with the understanding how niggas think though, I know it's a lot of niggas that think that ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel me? But that just means that we need, like, as a people, we just need to be more literate on, you know what I'm saying, like those type of
And even
freedom.
to me, it ain't even
Not
being about being
it is,
it's about
bro.
like
It
being
is.
literal. It's like literal. Like listen, he got a 15-year-old son, right? He
Yeah,
understands that his 15-year-old son is being sexually active, and
yeah,
he feel like it's different. You know what I'm saying? Now we know Ti would feel like it'd be an issue if his son was gay. So it's obviously he feel like he assumed his son is having sex with women or with
yeah,
girls, right?
yeah.
the idea of the dog eat dog world, like shit, it ain't my daughter, so I ain't gonna worry about it. To me, that is the issue in this problematic parenting. Cause it's like shit, he gonna cover his daughter, but he ain't worried about nobody else's daughter. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
because
So it's like he's
because
not
his
giving that
15-year old,
same.
yeah, his 15-year old is running
See what
up
I'm
in
getting
other
at?
teens. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I feel like even if you want to be on some old school bitch better have my sandwich type patriarchy where you feel like you're supposed to be able to guard your daughter's virginity because you her daddy, you know what I'm saying? Even if you want to go down that line, it still shows some inconsistency in that line of thinking because it's like you don't have that same energy all the way around the board.
yeah. Okay, so do you cancel Ti because of this?
I don't really be into canceling nobody that much, you know what I'm saying? But
Gotcha.
I do think
Good
Ti
answer.
is on
Good
some
answer.
Ti is definitely held suspect into this, and all of the intellectual credit I was giving them is definitely gonna be held in the question. Like,
All
what you
right,
mean? Like,
all
yeah,
right,
because you tripped out on this one, bro.
all right. So moving
Like,
on. So moving
expeditiously, I
on.
need a response from you too, Ti. I know you be,
Expeditiously. Yeah,
Ti. I know you be on Instagram. I know you be on Twitter. As a matter of fact, I know you've seen the social media frenzy you have called, my brother.
yeah.
We are waiting, you know what I'm saying, for you to
We
give
need a
us a
response, bro.
very articulate,
We know you
well
don't give a
thought
fuck about the
out,
chop
very
up, but
critical,
still.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know you don't care about the chop up, but we know you do care about your brand.
Right.
We know you care about your reputation.
And you out
And
here
we know
looking
you,
real bad.
hey, come on, man.
You
We
out here
need
looking
that,
real bad.
fam. We need
But
that,
look,
man.
so
We taking some
that's
comments.
problematic parent number one. Problematic parent number two. Wild ass mama
Problematic
that beat the
parent.
shit out of her son in front of
Man,
them damn in front of them teachers. Get a breakdown, George. Break it down.
Man, so hey, so this breakdown. Shout out to the Black Woman Kinfolk Collective. You know what I'm saying? If you don't follow her on Instagram or
Make
Twitter
sure you
or
do that.
Facebook, make sure you follow her. And that's Kinfolk Collective spelled with K's. You know what I mean? But here's the framing of how we're gonna look at this Black woman beating her child. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm kind of consciously, intentionally not giving her name because I feel like it's
Yeah,
some
don't do
shit you
that.
don't want
Don't
to
do
be
that.
famous about. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're not
But
gonna do that there.
you know, there's a video going around, a black woman entering a school cafeteria, literally dragging out her son, who looks no older than 7 or 8, and beating him viciously, berating him in front of 2 teachers. Apparently, he showed off in class and wasn't doing work. She ended with telling him that the teacher, an Asian woman, don't show up to teach them badass kids. I'm not sharing that garbage and do not post it in my comment, but I do wish to square up with her ignorant ass. I'm so fucking tired of y'all flexing on kids for these teachers, and y'all not even, and I'm even more tired of black children being abused and humiliated for internet likes. If you are not clear that most children will have behavior problems at one point or another and not equipped it to find effective ways to correct those problems, then do not include beating and berating your child for his classmates and teachers to see. Do yourself and the world a favor. Don't have kids.
Facts. All right, so I gotta ask George, were you whipped? Did you get whoopings, as we called them
Like,
back in the day? You got
yeah, I
whoopings?
got whoopings. I got whoopings.
Got whoopings. Okay. And outcome, impact. Talk to me.
Outcome, impact. I think that there are many psychological things that I have yet to unpackage that I think that has impacted me in
That
my
come from
life,
that?
throughout my life, that come from me getting reared the way I got reared. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I think to even just keep it a nuance, I think that there's a way for us to, I think there's a way for you to feel like you're going to whoop your kids or whatever and realize what this black woman did was out of line. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah. I got my
You
ass
feel
whooped
me?
too.
You know what I mean?
All right, you know what I'm
So you know
saying?
what I'm
Rest in
saying.
peace to
I
my
think there is a way for us to have a civil conversation about whoopings that doesn't involve us being all or nothing. That
yeah.
still is able to recognize the brutality in which this black woman was able to send her child.
But hold on, because we gonna get more nuanced into that. But I want to understand, do you believe in whoopings? Do you whoop your children?
Like whoop, I don't whoop. I don't whoop my kids because like they're young, but I have, like, I guess, popped Izzy before, and I feel like every
Yeah.
time I've done it, I felt bad afterwards because I feel like she's so young, she don't know what's going on,
She don't
type
really
shit.
understand, yeah. Yeah. Okay, okay. I mean, I ain't really trying to put your business out there like that. But it's a part of the conversation. At least understanding, as
Yeah,
we as we progress.
My man Malachi said, "Educate, don't regulate."
Straight up. Straight up. Um, but so in terms of, do you think when your kids get older though, do you think whooping is a decision, is a choice at all?
Whooping? Nah, not really. Not like that.
You know, you just ain't, you
I'm
ain't trying
trying.
to
I'm
go in
trying
that
to make it. Yeah,
direction.
I ain't trying to go
Yeah,
in that direction at all.
yeah.
Like I do know that I will get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I will. You know what I mean?
But getting
Get
physical
irritated.
really,
But I understand that in the moments when I get frustrated and irritated, that's not the best time to be able to try to get violent or get physical with my kid. You know what I'm saying?
right. Because you definitely, I mean, and as someone who got, because I was the oldest boy, you know what I'm saying, in the crib. So my stepdad, to him, a lot of responsibility should fall on me in
Yeah.
case, you know what I'm saying, anything happened to him. It was always, you got to be the man of the house type shit. You feel me? So it was like there was a higher threshold of, like, I would get whoopings, you feel me, if I didn't stop my brother and sister from getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See,
Like,
see, I
so
think that's wild, kind of.
yeah,
Actually,
I
in
mean, but it was,
context, that's wild.
but when you think about like his background, you feel me, and then just the background of the people that raised us, spare the rod, spoil the child. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? Which is a concept that still exists to a lot of niggas today. I mean, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a more recent phenomenon to have niggas be like, yo, don't hit your kids, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because growing up, you know what I'm saying, that was a part of the game. You fuck up, but even before them, you know, like our parents' generation and the generation before them, they got whooped at school. Like the teachers could whoop they ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that you talk about a whole, and then a part of the game used to be when you come home, like if you messed up, the neighborhood would whoop you. Like you got whoopings by
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
I get all that. I can dig all that. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah, because we just talking about, I mean,
Yeah.
the
Cause that's
progression.
cause that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of how a bit my bringing up was a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like not it didn't last as long with a community could whoop your ass. Because at a point in time, you got like, you put your hand on my child, I'm gonna kick your
I'm gonna
ass.
whoop
You know what
your
I'm
ass.
saying?
Yeah, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck
like
what they done did. You
only
tell
yeah,
me,
that's
I
about you
put my
tell
hand
me.
on
I'm
them.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I
yeah,
think that kind of, I feel like, died out very early. But I do think that when it comes to the practices of child rearing in the Black community, I think a lot of us are unwilling to really be critical about how a lot of that is learned behavior from what we have been through in this country.
yeah,
And I think that if you really do the research in terms of parenting, in terms of discipline, in terms of, you feel me, teaching your kids values and principles, but not only from like a white Western perspective where you only think about it in terms of modern times in a white world, but you think about it not only like other cultures outside of the American context, but also you go into history, you find that these are a lot of violent ways that we have been conditioned to be able to pass on lessons. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I just because I feel like I thought about it critically one time. Like really last week when I'm driving, like I just picked up my son, I just picked up my kids from the from babysitter. My son, he trying, like, he just turned 2 today, so I feel like he know what's going on, but he know what's going on. Long story short, nigga threw something in my head. You feel me? Like threw something in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I
Like
had
he
to
was just
like
like,
catch
Daddy,
my,
look,
yeah,
bam.
like I'm talking about pop me. I'm driving. You feel me? Pop me in the head with a cup, like a cup full of like juice. You know what I'm saying? So he hit me, and I had to catch myself. Like, man, what? Like I even look like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I ain't strike my child nothing like that. But I thought
Yeah,
about it in terms of how conditioned I am to respond to discontent and
yeah,
or anger, you know what I'm saying? Where
yeah,
I automatically think about batting, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. And I feel like
yeah,
that's a learned behavior from me getting my ass whooped, I used to get whooped. And this is why I know in terms of it is yet to be unpackaged of how whoopings have really impacted me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think that it'll be intellectually lazy to be like, yeah, I graduated from school. I never committed no felonies, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So whoopings must have been good. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's like a very
right.
shallow, you know
Very
what I
shallow way to
mean,
think about it.
analysis
Yeah, I
of
agree.
the
I agree.
impacts of whoopings.
Cause like I said, I got my ass beat a lot, and my little brother didn't get his ass beat as much. You feel me? And we made different decisions in life. And then the problem though is that niggas didn't equate that to like, oh, it's because you got the whoopings and he didn't. Nah, it's like it was a lot more to go into
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
You feel me?
Definitely, definitely,
Than
definitely.
violence. You feel me? And that's not to, and it's as we learn and as we grow as a people, we gotta understand the type of shit that happened in that video. As a people, we should be like, stop sharing it. Like niggas should not share that
Yeah,
shit.
don't even share that. Like,
You know
don't
what I
even
mean?
share
Because
that.
like,
And it's a reason why I ain't been shared on my page. If you see my page, it's a reason why I ain't shared it. It's a reason why I would. As a matter of fact, I ain't even watched the whole entire video because it was like I ain't even gotta watch this shit. She wanted the show. I ain't gonna give her one.
yeah, yeah, and then it's because it's a lot to be said about like what Kinfolk Collective said, showing out in front of these white teachers and these white, because it's like, you know, of course, now as a parent, George, you understand. I mean, I get embarrassed by my dog when he run up on somebody else. I can only
Yeah,
imagine
I get it.
the
Yeah,
embarrassment of
yeah,
a
yeah.
badass kid. You
Yeah,
feel me?
definitely. My daughter and my sons, you know what I'm saying? I say my sons, my daughter and my son definitely get real familiar real quick and start doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. They don't usually do this. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it ain't never warranted no beating, no ass whooping.
Yeah,
They don't even warrant me talking crazy to them.
you feel me? Because it's like I feel like my mom. I wasn't a good kid in school. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I was a fuck up. I mean, yeah, I was a bad kid in school. I wasn't a bad kid at home, but I was a bad kid in school. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of school whoopings. Not I mean, but not whoopings at school. It was always like, nigga, when you get home, that's your ass. I mean, I remember my stepdad like was coming to pick up my baby brother from kindergarten. Me and my cousin in third grade, and we acting a fool on this white woman. Like I run up on him, smack him in the back of the head, run around the classroom. I'm doing laps around the classroom.
And I feel like what I'm about to say right now is I feel like you're giving me context to what people, you know what I'm saying, is trying to do in terms of taking up for this ass whooping this child received that I feel like was unjustly. They saying we don't know how many times she's been called by the
Yeah,
teacher to say this boy been acting up. We don't know how much she didn't try, what she didn't try, so we can't really talk because we don't know what's
cause
going
look,
on.
cause as a parent, George,
And that's a bad
this what you
argument.
gotta figure out. Hold on, but as a parent, this what you gotta figure out. You see your child running like acting a ass. They don't see you yet. They don't see you. You watching them in a natural habitat. You feel me?
Yeah,
And they acting and they acting a whole ass. You know what a whole ass is, George.
I
And they
definitely know
acting
what
a
it is.
whole ass. Now, I didn't get beat that at that moment. Thank God. That would have, that's the most embarrassing shit that could happen. You get whooped at school. I didn't get beat at that moment, but when I got home, yeah, that was my ass. You feel me? Now, as a parent, you seen Izzy. You go to pick up Zane from school, you see Izzy moving like that. How do you handle that when they get home?
I feel like me, I'm confrontational, so I'm gonna handle it on the spot. But I'm gonna handle it on the spot with words more than likely. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also when we get home, it's gonna be some consequences in terms of my daughter now, she only 3, so I ain't just figured out, you know what I mean, what she into and what she is. But I feel like it's gonna be a particular way that I'm gonna be able to, I feel like discipline her based off of her likes and her perspective. And I feel like that's how I'm gonna keep that's out
Goddamn
in my mind
millennial
right now.
parents. You goddamn
It
millennials.
ain't even that. It's just like
How
shit. I want
dare
to be
you try
able to
to
get to you.
learn your child's personality before
I'm
you
about to say, yeah, man. Before I
discipline?
start trying to make
How
up these
dare you
universal
try to
solutions,
learn
one size fits
the
all
type of
type shit.
person your
Like,
child
nah, we ain't gonna
is?
do that. I want to figure out what you like, what you into, and when I want to get your damn attention, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get your attention based
Yeah,
off
how
what
to
I've learned and what you've showed me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
listen to George
eventually
Lee.
I'll be able to
Yeah.
learn how to be able to turn up the severity and the level in which I have to get your damn attention. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, right now, believe it or not, y'all, George, consciously be getting irritated every night with my daughter. She
Yeah,
does not
man.
want to go to sleep, and I say put her to sleep. As a matter of fact,
Shout out to
I
the
need to keep my voice down because if I talk too loud, she gonna get up and she's gonna
and
irritate
come
me like a
here.
mother. Man, it's gonna get on my nerves. I put her to bed like 8 times. I'm talking about 10 times, and I
Yeah.
know that whooping's kind of ineffective because I didn't try to. I didn't got irritated and popped her. Get in the bed. I come back in. I'm whoop you. Of course, I feel like daddies be bullshit generally. I feel like we don't be about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she
Right.
started being like calling my bluff, so I had to like, I done threatened you now. I gotta pop you. So
Yeah.
I pop her. She'll cry. She'll lay down. 2 minutes later, she back up again.
Right back up
You know what
again.
I'm saying? So it's like,
Hey, George,
so
because it's the question, George. How many times did you get popped before you learned your lesson? Because you look like a little badass kid.
hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, man. It's a reason why I'm as rebellious as I am now. I feel like
Yeah,
because listen, George Lee Jr. used to give me some. I mean, it's George Lee Jr. I'm George Lee Jr. George Lee Jr. used to get some beat downs by my daddy
yeah.
and my mama too a little bit. You feel me? I definitely used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like my mama used to whoop me, and I'd be so mad and irritated that I I I, I look at her and purposely not cry, show her I'm not crying, just to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forgive me for even saying this, but I definitely know I said, fuck you, mama. I ain't gonna cry. And she'll know, oh, you ain't gonna cry, you ain't gonna cry. Now look at her just mad like I ain't gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? Even me thinking
Yeah.
about it right now. As a matter of fact, I just did something that a therapist would charge me some bread to do. I just unlocked some shit right there. You know what I'm
Look, there
saying?
you go.
Like I know that that's one of the reasons why I'm defined the way I'm defined is that I know that if you trying to chastise me and you want me to react a certain way,
You're not
I'm
gonna
not
get
gonna
it.
react. I'm not. You ain't gonna get it from me.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it. Yeah.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
crazy. That's crazy. And you know what? The problem with that is figuring out how to handle that with your child. Because you know what I'm saying? I could see, especially like a child like yours having a strong personality and trying
Man,
to figure
Izzy
out
got one now. She tell me no. She call me George. She what? Call me daddy. No. So I mean, went to Chuck E. Cheese today. Went to Chuck E. Cheese today. She
yeah.
George. George. I'm like, nigga, daddy, nigga. Nigga, the fuck you think this? You know what I'm saying? She tell me no. No.
Yo. And you know, cause she how old is he? 3?
She 3.
Yeah, she 3.
She
Yeah,
didn't turn.
they
She didn't turn 4 until June.
yeah, that's you know what, and that's a it's gonna be interesting. You feel me to kind of to see how that
Brandy said that that's what Zane get it from. That little one tough. Yeah, he is a little defiant, and I be man. Like as a matter of fact,
Zane
Brandy,
defined
he
too.
but I'm already kind of figured out Zane so much where we so much alike, even though he just turned 2, that it take a lot to kind of piss him off. But once he's pissed off, he's not gonna turn down until he's ready to turn down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
I've learned that once he starts throwing the fit of some shit, I just move around. Like I go and let him run his course and move around because I know that it's not gonna make
Hey,
it
that's
out. He
why
like me. I know that's how I am. Like I feel like I don't get
only a
mad easy.
millennial parent,
But
only a
once you piss me
millennial
off,
parent.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
did y'all hear what this nigga said? He said like I look at my son, I see me and him, and I'm like, oh yeah, he needs some space. He too.
he too.
He too.
Hey,
Hey,
get in space.
this is wild. You feel me?
Get in space.
Because you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We seeing like the generation that kind of took the time out to understand themselves now taking the time out to understand. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see what type of kids that produce. You feel me? Because it's like you know what I mean you haven't
Hey
because
man, we already got school. We already got school shooters. We already got, you know what I'm saying, kid pimps and kid hoes.
yeah
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Do
We
you
already got, you feel me? We already like shit. We already got it. Like in terms of kids, we got a whole bunch of kids doing things outside of what they should be doing in terms of
right?
age and or doing like some unethical shit.
Hey,
So I
because
feel like
you know what? Because then the question is, you know, the first thing you think about school shooters is they need their ass beat.
hey,
They get
hey,
their ass beat
hey,
enough.
hey, so I know y'all done seen this meme this week of the white girl crying and then the cat. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah,
white girl
that's actually.
crying and she
Hey, I
like
don't know how that
remote
shit popped off
control.
again.
I don't know how it popped off
Yeah,
again,
but
but
because it's
the
actually
funniest
old.
one I seen, the funniest one I seen though is the side with the white girl crying. It's like he has ADHD, and then the side with the cat like he need his ass whooped. That shit, like that shit took. I can't even
Hey,
laugh. I want to laugh right now because I feel like my wife or my kids to come in here and regulate me, and I ain't
yeah,
trying to.
I'm gonna
Y'all
laugh
don't
for
want to
you
see
because
that chop up.
that shit
Y'all
is
don't want to see that.
hilarious. Yeah. All right. So yeah, don't be beating your kids and going viral doing that shit. They need to. I'm surprised CPS ain't rolled up on her ass.
Oh no no
Like,
no 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 no! Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. She already in jail. She already in jail. I already seen a mug shot. That's the
oh
reason why
damn,
I told you I consciously had to make the decision if I wanted to. You feel me? Give her some fame
share
for
any
doing
of
this
that.
because
Yeah,
that's
don't do
what she
that.
wanted. She wanted to get viral. She wanted to go famous off of it. So she'll have her
And
day in court.
and we gonna
It's
and we
cool,
gonna
but I
wrap
ain't gonna
this one
feed
up.
into what you want to get into.
We
Like
gonna
let's
wrap
do it.
this one up on this though, bro. What the fuck made her think she can beat her kids in front of white people, if anything, and get some kudos for it? It's white
But
people. They be the
hey,
first ones to call the police. You
As a
feel
matter
me?
of fact, until you gave me the coolest way how we gonna end this problematic parenting child.
Now we got one more though. We got to talk about Kanye.
You do gotta talk about Kanye, but before we get into Kanye, 'cause Kanye is a little different. When it comes to these two instances, we
Yeah,
see how us as black parents, how that shit is dangerous for our kids once we get lost in the sauce of respectability politics. If for y'all that don't know, respectability politics is when we always already try to prioritize appealing to white folks in terms of values, in terms of principles, in
yeah,
terms of perspectives, instead of just trying to challenge, you know what I'm saying, the mere thing that we're trying to get to in terms of
right.
humanity or equality. So this idea that you gotta beat the hell out of your kid to prove the white folks that you going, you know what I'm saying, you ain't one of those
That you know how
parents, or
to,
to prove the white folks that, you know what I'm
you know what
saying,
I
your
mean?
kid ain't gonna be acting this way, you see that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna get your ass in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna get you out the way. Not only you gonna get yourself in trouble, you also are having some everlasting impacts on your child. You know what I'm saying? And then in terms of T.I., we see that even when you try to, you know what I'm saying, like play up this respectability politics in terms of sexual purity, you still can slip into some things that, because it's like, to me, us as black men, we should know what it feel like, or think about what it feel like, the terms to be property. You know what I'm saying? We know
Mm-hmm.
what that means. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm sticking to this framework of property. You feel me? If for T.I. to guard, you know what I'm saying, his daughter's sexuality this way, is not only turning her personhood into like a theme ship, you know what I'm saying? Like really like property like,
Yeah,
is really like violating her privacy, is violating her humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's violating her sexual autonomy. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. It's a whole like it's a like I'm willing to have whoever wants to have a conversation with me after this, because we got to keep the show going for show's sake. But whoever feel like they want me to go further in terms of giving more dialogue and more context, you know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, we can do that. But this has been the problematic parenting with these two, because we're about to get into Kanye shit too, because a lot of y'all be doing this weird shit too that Kanye did. I'm gonna
yeah.
let
This
you
the
take this from Damo.
so the last problematic parent we doing, man, is Kanye, and so it's come out that Kanye purposely dressed his daughter out like Rihanna,
Yeah,
somebody who's heavily sexualized in rap music, somebody who, I mean, and as a she's a sex symbol, and there's nothing wrong with Rihanna being a sex symbol, but dressing your daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like how old is she? Like 4, 5,
4 or 5.
if that
And too, just so people get context, Kanye West was out to make his daughter North a real trendsetter, revealing he tried to get his daughter to dress better than Rihanna until he began to think and feel differently. You know what I'm saying? Says that no topic off limits. Kanye West 42, when he, you know what I mean, gave his press release, he said that it was a private anecdotes and conversation about his daughter, who's now 6, a frequent collaborator with Rihanna. Kanye revealed that he literally was out there making North try to outdress Rihanna. While it's true that the Kardashian West family definitely have a style of spirit dressing better than Rihanna, and really quite the feat. So I give this the
uh,
benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still gonna be very critical. I don't
yeah,
think that he was intentionally trying to
trying to
sexualize
sexualize
his
her.
daughter.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it
However, being a
bro.
millennial parent, hold on, being a millennial parent, I recognize a lot of people do this on social media, where they will purposely dress their child what they are attracted to.
That's crazy. I think that's crazy.
That's
I,
weird.
you know what? I think treating your child like a doll, and like, trying to dress them in more adult, you know, attire. Of course, do whatever you want to do with your kids. But man, like, I feel like it's something weird about that to me, bro. Like, I like just trying to understand. We want our kids to be kids. I mean, yeah, I ain't got no kids yet, but from the perspective of, somebody, I mean, I plan to have kids sometime in the future, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this, George. But we want, like, kids want to be kids, bro. Kids want to be kids, and with the access to information that kids have now, it's that's going to get away from them so quick, because they're going to be able to see so much so soon. You feel me? With so much, it was like, you can cut off the TV, or you can put your hand, y'all go to the movies, your parents put their hand over your eyes. You can't do that shit nowadays.
Nah,
You
not
can
at all.
access you can access the world from just the phone that you watching YouTube
What?
on.
Definitely, definitely.
You know what I'm
I know.
saying? So
I heard somebody say it in context. When we was younger, you used to be able to, in order to be able to access the nasty videos, you had to go find a stash. You know what I'm saying? Now it's
right,
at the hand.
you had to
Now,
stumble
now
upon
it's
some
at the
shit like that.
fingertips. Now it's at
That
the
was,
fingertips
bruh,
all
like that.
day, every day, whenever you want to access it. You used to have
You
to
know what I'm
wait for the
saying?
perfect moment to go get some DVDs or go get some VH,
Or to just or to go be nosy
VHS
in your
tapes.
uncle
Of,
closet or
yeah,
some shit like
man.
that.
What?
But I mean, and just even even outside of like that type of stuff, just the information just about celebrities, the information about athletes, the information about I'm saying all this other stuff outside of kids just watching TV, like nigga, like no, it ain't no more
We
cartoons
got
to watch on
Instagram. We got
Saturday
social
morning.
media. We got definitely. We got
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Shit.
Like niggas used to get up on Saturdays with a bowl of cereal and just sit there on the floor and watch cartoons and then go outside and play. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
no more. Kids
Now
playing
it's like
Fortnite.
that's it. It's like it's video. I mean, I can't hate on the video games. My mom used to babysit with me on video games, so I can't really talk shit about. I'm just as bad as them motherfuckers. But
Mm.
when you look at the trend of not I don't know what the proper term would be because it's not necessarily sexualized, but to put this to put a child in like this adult frame, you feel me, and then try to show them off. Like let North be a child, bruh. Like you should know by
No,
now.
he did. I feel like the more I read about it, 'cause I put up in the article right now, is that he banned her from now wearing makeup or skimpy clothes until she's a teenager, and this caused a big uproar in his household because he was allowing her to do it so much because he had her trying to outdress, you know what I'm saying, Rihanna. You know what I
Right. I
mean?
mean, yeah, and I see, and
So
it's
it's
a
just
lot
like
of
shit. So it's like you can't necessarily say that he wasn't actually consciously sexualizing his daughter because you acknowledge what we all acknowledge.
yeah,
Rihanna's a
because
sex symbol.
now he would agree with me. But that's what I'm saying. It's
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
I'm saying like that's
Exactly.
just but even as you can see, the Kardashians is like nah, let her do this, let her do that. That's
Yeah.
pushing her too far in a direction to where she gonna be a Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and as when you think about Kanye West, bro, like nigga, college dropout Kanye, the even if you in the bins, you still a nigga in the coop Kanye,
Yeah.
even though that nigga's dead and gone.
Definitely gone. There you
Cause
go.
he said he ain't even doing them songs no more. So
Yeah.
I
They go
ain't
to
really got
pass.
no. I ain't listen. My Kanye don't exist no more. You feel me?
Yeah.
But from that perspective, it's like this is a lesson that all these when we look on social media and we see Lil John, you know what I'm saying, John with a whole, you know what I'm saying, jeans and a bubble vest. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like this
Like
nigga can't even walk with Jordans. Like I don't,
definitely. Yeah.
you know what
Let
I'm
it go,
saying?
baby.
Like
Don't
let the
do it,
kid,
baby.
you feel me? Like dress your kids how you want to dress your kids, but let kids be kids, man.
Let kids be kids. As a matter of fact, it's like shit. All the shoes that's like expensive and stuff that my kids done got for the most part, except for these one pair of UGG boots my wife thought my daughter needed to have. They got it like hand me down from, you know what I'm saying, my more, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
materialistic, more, you feel me, shit, flexing, you know what I'm saying, family members or people that, you know what I'm saying, because listen, my son ain't he don't care about he don't care. He
he
don't know what's
don't
going on.
care.
Like
Yeah, he
like
don't.
I make sure my little man clean.
And how
I
mad
make
you
sure, you
gonna
know what I'm
be
saying, he look what?
when you got to start buying them adult sizes? How
Oh,
mad
you
you
know
gonna be
what?
then?
Well, Izzy already going to the store and say she want a whole bunch of things, so I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? That'll wrap it up. You feel me? Let kids be kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know as a nigga who ain't got kids yet, I'm on the way eventually. You feel me? So yeah, let kids be. I'm gonna let my kids be kids. George clearly letting his kids be kids, but
yeah. Let kids be kids.
you
And
niggas
with
need to
that
get it
being,
together,
hey,
man.
hey,
Y'all need to
hey,
get it
hey, hey,
together.
with that being said, though, I feel like bringing all three of them together, though, let kids be kids also accounts for allowing for kids to deal with life and learn life the way you was able to learn life. So the woes in trying to be too paternalistic and trying to stop them from making mistakes you did also stops them from learning the lessons that you was able to learn from the mistake you was able to create. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us can be trial and error learners, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to make the error. I already made the error, so you can, you know what I'm saying, learn from my trial. But there also is too something that's about hands-on learning. You feel me? and you really can't protect your kids from the world. You know what I'm saying? The best thing you can do is try to teach them about the world and hope that they're able to equip them with the skills and you know what I'm saying, shit, the mind frame to be able to navigate this world. But shit, all you doing is setting up your kids for failure and setting yourself up for failure, especially in terms of your relationship. When you do anything in any way, shape, or fashion that T.I. is doing with his daughter, that Kanye was doing with his daughter, that this black woman did with his son, I mean, did with
Yeah,
her
yeah,
son.
y'all making enemies on that one. But yo, so that was the inaugural parenting chop. You feel me? Stay tuned. Yeah, there'll be more parenting advice from Father of the Year, 2 years
Nah, I
running,
ain't even. Hey,
George
listen,
Lee.
listen, man. Just hey, listen. As far as I'm concerned, man, I know most black folks be like, man, George Lee. Sometimes he be on some shit, and other times he be on some shit like I don't agree with him. So you know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying. And I
never
imagine
know.
when it comes to this parenting thing, I wouldn't be. I know
It's
how,
still
especially people
it'll
where I'm
still be
from, we
50
probably
50.
graded.
It'll still be 50
Yeah,
50.
I don't know, man. This one right here probably be like 70-30. 30% be like, yeah, I like that. 70% would be like, yeah, George, then let them white folks get a hold to him.
They get
X,
it,
Y,
let
and
that
Z,
wife
X, Y,
up.
and Z.
Hey,
I already know
it
how my
is what
niggas
it
do be,
is.
man. But
It
I'm
is what
I'm
it
I'm
is.
cool with it. I'm conscious with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? None of them want to debate me on it though, so it's fine.
Right. Moving on though. So the last chop of the night. And we're gonna keep this one short. I mean,
Yeah,
not we're not gonna keep it short, but we keeping these shows to an hour nowadays. I know we used to do them 2 hour shows and niggas
yeah,
be
and that was
wild.
not doing, man.
Yeah. But we're gonna call this one the conscious chop. And in this conscious chop, we talking about death row inmate Rodney Reed, who just recently evidence has come out supporting the idea that the woman who Rodney was accused of murdering was actually murdered by her husband for actually
Sleeping with Rodney Reed.
sleeping with Rodney and have it because from the what was alleged was that uh, he the husband who was in jail for raping someone who was in his custody. He was an ex police officer. He had beef with the Aryan Brotherhood in prison, and in order to gain the trust of another inmate who was a jail snitch, he confessed to him that there was that he killed his wife for
Yes,
being a nigger
yeah,
lover.
yeah, for
He
me, that
killed his
nigga love.
ex-wife for being a nigger lover, and that snitch
And
ended up
not only
laying at his.
that, in the initial trial, the husband or fiance was the original suspect. He failed multiple lie detector tests. You know what I'm saying?
But
Alibi
he
didn't
was a
make no
cop.
sense. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was a cop though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Dude had an all white jury. You know what I'm saying? And none of them wanted to believe that Rodney Reed was having a consensual sexual relationship with this man's wife at all.
Right. And I also want to point out that I think it was what it says six of the seven witnesses recanted their understanding of the situation with the husband and other information that they attested to during the trial. So, with all this new information coming to light, there's been a huge push. We got the prison abolitionist extraordinaire Kim Kardashian speaking up.
Hey, and
uh,
two, just to put this in perspective for the people, man. Today is November 7th. Today is November 7th, man. This man is scheduled to be executed in the state of Texas on November 20th. This is 13
right,
days away from being executed, and is presumed. And two, I feel like he never was presumed innocent to proven guilty, and he never received a fair trial. He never received a jury of his peers. He never, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that's come out. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this little chop we doing right now is just to be able to raise awareness and to be able to get y'all to get involved. So what I'm gonna tell y'all to do is call Governor Greg Abbott's office. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I pronounced his name wrong, but anyway, the governor of Texas called his office
now that's
and let
actually
them
one
know
of the
they
few
need to be.
things
You know what I'm
that
saying?
you.
They
That's
need to,
one of the few things that you actually pronounced correctly, Greg Abbott.
look at
Yeah,
me.
you
Shout out, yeah, shout out to me. Shout out to me, man. Also, too, man, there's a multiple of petitions floating around on the internet right now. Um, I think there are some more, like a few more official ones, but I think that man, you should just sign all of them. Sign as many as you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I seen that Sean King, even though people be calling him, you know what I'm saying, he, you know what I'm saying, janky
Martin
and
Luther
suspect, you
Cream.
feel me? Martin Luther Cream and all this or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. He has a petition that's floating around. He said his petition, I think, just received like 1 million signatures. He's trying to get to 2 million. We trying to just raise awareness, man, to get this innocent man from, you know what I'm saying, being executed.
Yeah, and it's we on the verge of yet another tragedy in terms of justice in the United States, man, where there are inherent biases that are constantly played out, and when it comes to black men, especially being on death row,
Oh yeah,
and the refusal for the criminal justice system to admit to these biases and just literally go along with, hey, we made the decision, so we're gonna have to kill this nigga like that. I mean, it's hard to it's really hard to internalize, especially as a black
yeah,
man,
hell yeah.
because
Into the status straightforward. We know that when it comes to the justice system, you feel me, is really plagued with like racism. So when it comes to specifically the death row system, the death row process, being
right,
placed on death row, is
right,
not immune from the way that the legal system is plagued with like racial discrimination. So what we
right,
know is that when 80% of the time, as a matter of fact, I think I seen that nationally, 80% of the people that are on death row, the victims are white. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So when people start talking about just the inherent value for certain lives and the inherent devaluing of other lives, we see that it takes place in terms of death row.
yeah, man. This is one of them things where it's just like if we don't, it's hard for black people to just kind of support all of one thing. You know what I'm saying? Because of whether finances are involved, ideology, not having the
Yeah.
full understanding, whatever. Like all of that's fine. This is one of those things where as black people, there is no like there's no confusion around this. You know what I mean? Like this nigga need a chance to be able
Oh yeah.
to get
Oh
a
yeah.
fair trial, right? To
Hey,
to
and too,
allow
man, we be
the
on social media all the time. We always talk about what we can do with social media. What's the point of it? This is one of those times and moments where social media has become to be a strong tool that can be significant in the process and being able to get somebody exonerated, to get somebody free. They ain't supposed to be locked up. You know what I'm
man. The
saying?
least you
And
can do
also,
is sign a
hey,
petition.
free
The least you
free
can
all the
do is sign a
guys that's
petition.
locked down for nonviolent victimless crimes, man. Free all the guys that's locked down for nonviolent victimless crimes, man. As a matter of fact, the state of Oklahoma just had one of the biggest, as a matter of
The
fact, this had the
largest.
biggest day
Yep.
in American history in terms
Yeah.
of releasing
Surprisingly,
inmates in
right?
one day. You
Oklahoma,
know what I'm saying?
right?
Yeah, out of all the places, Oklahoma, man. But they released like 400 inmates in one day. You know what I'm saying? All of them for, most of them was for like drug crimes, nonviolent victimless crimes.
Right.
And we see that in our country, man, when it really comes to the prison system, you feel me? It's big business, man. And though a lot of us like to think that private prisons is what's getting a lot of money, we can end all the private prisons tomorrow and it wouldn't put a dent in the prison industrial complex. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Everybody always making distinctions between fed and state. Shit, we can end all the all the private prisons and all the federal prisons, and they still wouldn't do a dent into how the prison industrial complex is really embedded in their state. You know what I'm saying? And Rodney Reed is, in my mind, he's a political prisoner because he was shit a victim of politics in that courtroom. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And shit, right now, us in social media, instead of slide up and down our timelines, laughing at memes, we can do that as
And
well
do this.
as
You
sign this
can
petition.
enjoy your memes, sign a petition. You feel me?
You
Like
feel me?
eat your Popeyes chicken sandwich and sign the petition. I mean,
Shit, sign a petition, then call Greg Abbott. You know what I'm saying? Call the office. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Call the office.
yeah, man. I mean, because we either gonna be doing two types of shows. We either gonna end up doing a show where an innocent man has been executed. You feel me? Because a white cop got away with something, or we like, yo, surprise, surprise, we actually was able to, what I'm saying, get some
Yeah,
shit done. We'll see though. I mean, this
definitely.
is America, so we're not gonna end it on no fucked up. We're not gonna end it on no fucked up note. But I'm.
Well, speak for yourself,
It's like,
Damo.
yeah, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but you, like, it's like, what, like, how the fuck? Because this is the type of shit. It's like, how do you have this conversation? Like, it's a good chance that a nigga
Hey man, I'm
who
about to say,
probably
man, I
shouldn't be
feel
getting
like,
killed by the
yeah,
government will get killed by the government.
yeah. So
Like, how do
I feel like
you?
that's how I ended, man. That's how I ended, man. Give me
Yeah,
saying my piece. on this shit. We gonna call it
It's the
man.
conscious chop.
Shit, we gonna call it the conscious shop. You feel me?
Yeah.
On this conscious shop, as Simon said, man, because y'all like to be real with y'all. There's a high likeliness and possibility that our efforts will be falling on deaf ears, and that these white folks have already decided what they want to do. And when I say these white folks specifically, I'm talking about the institution of whiteness and white people. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't want to hit y'all want to hear that bullshit. But to my point, um, I think that we still should be able to try to do something and be able to, you know what I'm saying, not work through cruel optimism where we only look at the optimistic ways and how this could work out, but we also be real with ourselves and see how things might not go the way that we want them to go. But still, it shouldn't negate us or, you know what I'm saying, enable us, stop us. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say enable, shouldn't stop us from being able to sign this petition called Greg Abbott. And two, man, another thing, last thing, definitely to all of the nameless Rodney Reeds across the country from the Pacific to the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? My heart and soul goes out to y'all and to y'all families. Man, the chop up email is the chop up email at gmail.com. If you are aware or have any information about any type of case like Rodney Reed's, I encourage you to send the chop up an email and put us on game so we can share this information with the people.
Yeah, man. Let us know their story. Let us know what they're going through. Cause it's like, you got Kim Kardashian out there pushing it, and we don't need to be bickering back and forth about, oh, should she be, what I'm saying, the face of whatever. Whoever can get involved to challenge this shit, that's crucial. You know what I'm saying? But if you know somebody in that type of situation and you want to get their story out, I mean, like we get it cracking. You feel me? So again, that's at the chop up email at gmail.com. Also,
Yeah,
follow the squad, follow the team. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on all social media platforms at the political plug on everything. At the political plug on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook. We in there.
Yeah,
Same thing with the
and
boy.
same thing, same thing. You see it in red, man. If you
Yeah.
see it in red at
And don't
the
forget the
consciously, you know what I'm saying? And don't forget to lead. You also can
yeah,
go visit that website, georgelee.speaks.com. If you're trying to bring, you know what I'm saying, George Lee in any, you know what I'm saying, entity, whether it's workshops, whether it's facilitating, whether it's public speaking, whether it's motivational speaking, whether it's curriculum development, you
right.
can find more details to my services on georgeleespeaks.com. Holla at your boy. You know, I'm always keep it real with you.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing for y'all. Follow me on social media. I don't want y'all to I ain't selling
Yeah,
you
follow me on
motherfuckers
social
nothing.
media. You know what I'm saying? But shit, you know, hey
Y'all don't
man,
want me to come talk
yeah,
shit. I go in there
hey
and
yeah,
piss everybody out.
I talks, man, and
Uh,
sometimes I piss
and
people
again,
off too. But it's all a
shout out
part
to
of it.
Toya G. Shout out to Toya G. She out there, doing
Hey,
her
shout out to Toya
HDLEC
G.
shit. Follow her at Toya G on Instagram at HDLC on HDLEC at Instagram and everything else. Also, check niggas out on TikTok. We get it
Oh
cracking on
yeah.
TikTok.
Hey, I'm about to hit 30K. I'm about to hit 30,000 followers, man.
I just got over 1,000 something.
I'm about to
So
hit 30K, man.
yeah, so
Holla
I'm
at
in the
your
mix.
boy.
So I'm in the mix. Hey, but it's been real. This has been the chop up. It's your boy Damo, the political plug.
Hey,
Consciously. Toya will be
consciously.
back next week.
Yeah.
And this is the
It's
chop
the
up.
chop up. Respect black women just because. Shout to black women just because. You know.
All right.